How did you get in touch with the producer? Did he come to you or?
They came to me, yes.
So, your Bucharest Fleisch, you wrote that one? You did
I wrote
everything?
Bucharest, yes.
So now you did a script written by somebody else. It must be very different, you know, because
It's awesome. I'm not a writer. I like to give some things. I have to learn that. Right now I'm doing camera and editing as well. I have to learn that, finding people that I can trust, and that writer is a brilliant writer in my eyes. He had that wonderful script and he showed it to me, and of course I tweaked some little things, but I was happy with that. It's a good experience. Hopefully one day, maybe in 30, 40 years, I will find a cameraman that I can trust. If you do remember my last movie, that plays mostly in Romania, so I like mixing those cultures, and well, I was lucky. Those guys believed in me and I believed in their script, so it was perfect. They came to me after seeing Bucharest Fleisch, and they liked what I was doing, so they trusted me, and I had a lot of freedom, which I wouldn't have gained if I was working with a television movie. No, actually, I'm not the screenwriter. They came to me with a script that immediately caught my interest because I'm doing some urban exploring by myself, and so I thought that's perfect for me because I like tunnel hacking, climbing down and thresholding and seeing abandoned places, especially in Berlin. So most of the film is some scenes are shot in studio locations, but most of the scenes are shot on the real spots on location, and that was, yeah, from time to time we had to grease some palms, like government offices to get into forbidden former Autobahn tunnel, motorway tunnel. But we didn't have a lot of equipment. We didn't need a lot of equipment because it's all lit by the flashlights. And so I like to restrain myself by having simple equipment with me. You can work faster, it keeps you awake.
It's funny you should mention this greasing the palm thing, because maybe you're also trying to show the duality of the society. On the surface, everything is in Ordnung and people follow the rules.
On the surface, nothing is okay. There is no difference between up and down. Up there, it's light, so we start with sunny pictures of these cafes in Berlin where I like to walk around and flare. But and down there, it's dark and it's cold. But on the other hand, it's beautiful. Even before starting the production, I loved sneaking into those tunnels and looking around and being there alone. Sometimes it's very creepy. If you have your team with you, it's okay, but if you're alone, it's creepy. To find those locations, it was an adventure for itself. I remember one time when I went with one of the producers, a very young guy from Berlin. We illegally trespassed and went into a former brewery. I think it was a brewery, and it was at 3 o'clock in the morning. And of course it was interesting and creepy, but then there was a floor and it was really rotten, and we almost the floor almost broke open, and we would have fallen into a deep abyss. But that's the most delicious thing about that.
It's an adventure
subject,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't easy to find. First of all, it wasn't easy to find actors who are willing to go there without toilet tissues everywhere, because you don't have the time, you don't have the equipment, as I said, and you don't have any nice realm where no haven of tranquility. And we went down there, and suddenly we bumped into some three-phase power supply cables. And suddenly we ran into a party that was going down there. They had electricity professionally installed, and there was a huge hall filled with a lot of people wearing latex outfits and kinky things I don't even know how to call them, and electro music, and they had a huge rave party down there. And that when they saw us, and especially the filming gear, everything went dead silent, and they were looking at us, and I thought, oh my God, now we're running in big problems. And there was one of those guys actually was a fire breather, and his mouth was full of alcohol, and he had that torch, and he tried to burn my camera, because these guys were, he tried to burn my camera assistant as well. And so I had to intervene, and thanks to Armin, our main, thanks galore, our main actor, the villain, who's actually the same in real life as in the movie, he happened to stolen a battery power drill on the same day from the production design department, and he had that power drill, and he threatened the fire breather that he would chuck the drill into his head.
It was very effective.
He saved our life. He saved my life and the camera's life. And
how did you find that guy? Because
really
he's
scary.
really creepy. Huh?
yes, I was very lucky finding him, and he's a very special. He isn't just an actor. He's a comedian, a hardcore comedian from the, as I say, from the underbelly of Bavarian clubs. He does a lot of freaky shows, and I saw some of it. He started in the 80s, and he was in Afghanistan, like in the picture. So he's a very nice man, but he's very special, and of course it's not easy always to work with him, but I savored it because he always was very helpful and very direct, very direct. I love it. I love it if the people are not restrained, if they show what they think. And
is the legend with the spaceship true? Is that a true legend?
True, the legend? Yes, actually, the legend is kind of true. If you, it's not the main subject of the movie, so we kind of made up some things about that. But if you Google it, Reichsflugscheibe, I can spell it for you later. You will find some articles on Wikipedia about the Reichsflugscheibe. So a bit is true, a bit is made up. I guess there were never any Nazi vampires in Berlin.
Are you planning to making another movie?
Another movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. This is...
And still horror movie or...?
Horror is the best, I think. Horror and thriller is the best because you have the possibility of coming to the festival here, first of all. And I admire this kind of genre because it has a direct physical influence on the people, on the audience. They scream, or they startle back, or they jerk out of their seats, or they just grab their fingernails in the upper arm of the company. So I appreciate that, as like the comedy actually. So comedy and horror is the most archaic way of storytelling for me. That's why I like it.
I had a question about the piano in the movie. Was it there, or did you put it there?
The piano?
Yes.
Okay, the piano was one of those sets we built. It's a classroom with a piano in it, so the piano is completely made up. But for example, all the underwater tunnel, that was completely real. Actually, we wrote the script around those spots we found.
So, what about the future? What are your next projects? What do you have in mind?
My next projects, some of them are horror movies. Some of them are. I have a romantic comedy as well. I'm not writing that. I wrote a movie that takes place in Africa. And yesterday I signed a contract for a horror movie. So I'm writing that one, and hopefully one day I will shoot it, and hopefully one day I can show it here, and you will, and I can answer your questions again.
We have a tradition here. We have a question we ask everybody.
And
like
yours.
your dream project.
And what I said last time I think was a Western. I like to shoot a Western somewhere in Macedonia or Albania, because it's so simple and archaic, but that's cool.
Andy, thank you very much for this interview. It was
Merci
really
à
nice
vous.
having
Thank you very much.
I wish you all the best with this great and very entertaining film.
Thanks a lot. What do you have to do?
They're gonna come. Freddy's gonna come with the book. Just a second. Okay.
I almost forgot it. No. I'm not I can't record it. They took you last time.